Hey guys, welcome to Novo Nation. Today we get a chance to talk with Brad Oneal, who just did his first Moto BASE jump with all sorts of awesome things in the works. Let's go talk with him. All right, man. Well, let's start from the beginning. Where you're from?
Well, right now I'm from Alamogordo, New Mexico. I would say I grew up in Denver, Colorado, Canyon City, Colorado, pretty much.
No way.
I've lived everywhere though, but as of right now, New Mexico's home, and it's kind of like where I like to stay. It's pretty chill, and you can do what you want around here.
Yeah, we've been here for a couple days, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
totally
Wild West.
chill.
There's no rules, and we can do whatever we want. I
That's
like
awesome. So, we just saw, before we started the interview, your Moto BASE.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on that in a minute, but I want to start from the beginning. How did all of this start to happen? When did you start motorbiking?
Well, I started riding when I was like 5 years old. My dad got me a dirt bike, just a little 50. I just used to ride around like in the backyard, around my swing set all day. That was it. I started racing when I was like 7. And I did that, grew up racing in Colorado all the time, pretty much every weekend for my whole life. Turned pro when I was 16, and did just a lot of like different kind of racing. I tried everything from desert to supercross and all that. I never really did that great, like I never, was one of the fastest dudes in the world, but I never really cared about like winning that much. I just liked having fun, riding my dirt bike and jumping big jumps, and the races always had the biggest jumps, so I just liked racing. Just for that, I didn't really care about winning though.
That's awesome.
That was it.
And then from there, when did you transition? When did you start skydiving? Because I'm sure that was the start before your base jumping.
Yeah, I actually just started skydiving about 4 years ago. And I didn't even really know what it was. I always saw base jumping like on TV and knew that like I would like to try it, but I just really didn't know even how to get into it or anything. I had no idea. I thought maybe like you either had to be super rich or be in the military to be a skydiver. I had no idea. And a group of friends, we all went for a friend's birthday, and we just did a tandem skydive, and it just changed my life kinda. I saw like the dude who took me on my tandem, like the instructor, like that's what he did, that was his job, and he just enjoyed his life every day, woke up and got to jump out of planes all day, and he just seemed super stoked. And I just kind of thought, well, if this dude's doing it, I could probably do it too, and decided to sell all my shit and learn how to skydive. And then I started skydiving, and about 5 jumps in, I got a job at a place that I was learning at. I learned how to pack parachutes when I had like 5 jumps, and then just got a full-time job working there packing to pay for my jumps, and I kind of just traded my pack jobs for jumps until I had enough to be an instructor, and it's just been a shit fest since then.
That's rad.
Yeah.
So you've been jumping for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many years did it take you to start base jumping?
I actually started base jumping the same year that I started skydiving.
Really?
Yeah, I think I did a base jump about 6 months after I started skydiving. And I kind of got a lot of shit for it because I didn't have very many jumps. I just bought a rig and just kind of went out and started doing it. Didn't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
And but that actually opened up a lot of doors for me. Got me to meet one of the best base jumpers in the world and one of the most like influential people, like to me, Matt Froelich, from Anti-Gravity Base in Arizona. He hit me up just because he heard I was out jumping and being crazy and doing it all by myself, and I had no idea what I was doing, so he hit me up and decided that he was going to kind of take me under his wing and teach me so I didn't kill myself and ruin all of his jump spots.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that's kind of how I got hooked up with him, so it turned out being a good thing. And he's helped me so much. He taught me everything about base, took me under, and just showed me everything I needed to know. I told him the things I wanted to learn and like some of the ideas I had for base jumping and why I was getting into it, and he was just stoked on the ideas, and now we're here doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah, doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, because there's a lot of people who will never experience base jumping. A lot of people will go skydiving. You know, a lot of people will ride their bikes. They'll You know, that's normal. But base jumping is so rare. Not a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
What goes through your head when you start base jumping?
Base is it's such a weird sport. I don't even know. I don't really even think of it as a sport. It's kind of a, I don't know. It's hard to explain how it is. It's such a weird mindset being up there, knowing that you're about to jump off of something. You know what I mean? And it's just dead quiet. I love it because it is so chill. Actually, like to me, it's like it's just fun. Like it's the funnest thing you could do. You know what I mean? Just jump off something and you're not worried about dying. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I have a parachute and I packed it the way I need to, and it should open and be good. But
it should open.
Yeah,
should be okay.
You feel pretty confident up there. I mean, it's just a weird feeling. Just stepping off, that first couple seconds when you leave is definitely the bliss part. You know what I mean? That's what everyone looks for, is that part where you're not worried about nothing. You're just in that moment. That like 1 second when you jump off, and nothing else really matters then. But it's so hard to explain. People say, is it like a roller coaster? No. Is it like, it's not like skydiving at all. It's just like base jumping. You can't tell someone what it's like.
It's completely different.
It's like committing suicide, but not.
But
yeah, just over and over.
Over
so you
and
get
over.
that scared, yeah.
So
you don't die.
Do you feel the same now that you have so many base jumps under your belt as you did the first time?
I really don't have many base jumps. I mean, I only have probably like almost 60 base jumps, which isn't nothing. Like I'm still super new, still learning. I'm not a very talented base jumper as of right now. I just do the stuff that I think I'm capable of doing. I'm still a long ways away from like getting to wingsuit base jump, you know.
Okay, yeah. And
those are future goals for me. But I have some other goals that I'm gonna take care of first before I go to that.
Cool.
You know, so
that's awesome. So the thing I was most stoked, and I had seen you before because we're both friends with Johnny, so I knew about you. But I was most stoked when I started hearing about this Moto BASE. You know, that's something to me completely foreign. It's just the next level. Yeah. When did that start coming together? Did you have that idea for a long time?
I actually,
bikes and base jumping. Hey, let's mix these two things together.
The Moto base jump has been in my head since I was a little kid, like about 12, yeah. Since I was just a little kid, me and my buddy Cody and pretty much everyone that I've known, I've always thrown this idea out to him. Like, I've always just liked jumping. I've always been known as the kid who would just jump anything on his dirt bike, you know, because I like just doing big jumps. It's just so fun. That's the funnest part to me, you know, about riding. And I always wanted to just be able to jump my bike as high and as far as possible. And I was like, well, there's a limit to how high and far you can go on your bike and land on it. But if you could use a parachute, like you could go as high as you want. You could do anything you wanted. So I've had the idea since I was a little kid, and kind of when I started out, like it was even crazier than it is now. I kind of scaled it down, but whenever I was little, like I always dreamed like one day I'm going to get a parachute. I want to build like a 200-foot jump out of a mountain. I'm going to get a Hayabusa and get on it and hit it like 200 miles an hour and go like 1,000 feet in the air. You know, that was little kid dreams. Like I was going to fly my dirt bike. As I got older, I realized it was kind of impossible to do that. So I just made it as possible as I can. So the idea is to work on being the first person to jump a dirt bike high enough to base jump from it, not needing a cliff, not needing a hill. I'm just going to use a ramp on a flat surface and jump my dirt bike high enough to base jump from it. No one's ever
done that.
Not even close.
How much height do you need to have to do that?
The height isn't as important as the forward speed and the rig setup that you have. You just need the thing that opens your parachute is wind, so it doesn't matter if the wind's coming from in front of you or below you or how high you are. It's just you need that speed to open the parachute. So realistically, I need to be a little over like 120 high, 120 feet high, and I need to be traveling about 35 to 40 miles an hour forward speed, and I'll be able to safely like open up my parachute and, you know, land, and it should be good.
That's awesome. Yeah. When you're starting to work towards that right now?
We have that in the works now. There's a special ramp that needs to be built for that, which we're working on, and also a special parachute that I need. I need a really small, quick opening parachute, which is in the works.
Cool.
And as soon as all that's done, it'll be go time. Right now, we've been doing like the little Moto BASE jumps off of cliffs and stuff where I have a cushion. I don't really have the ramp set up and I don't have the rig set up, but we're learning, you know, what we need to do to get it done. But as of right now, I'm just basically waiting on the tools. I just need the ramp and the parachute, and other than that, I'm ready to go. I've got it all. We've got it all figured out. It's just getting it all in one spot, set up, and letting me do it.
Right.
That's it. So I'm just waiting on that.
It's really exciting to watch. You know, action sports has been around for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's still so fun to watch skateboarding, so fun to watch snowboarding, so fun to watch all the action sports. But once you start getting into this, because it's so foreign to people, it's just the next thing that is really attractive to the general public. And I think a lot of it's just because no one's tried it. No one's really doing it. It's not very popular.
Yeah.
And so we're super stoked to see it.
Yeah, it's not really like an
you can't just
easy
do it.
thing to do. You can't do all the time. I mean, you're blowing a bike up every time. You know, it's an expensive sport. I think the first one cost me like a little over $2,000 just to do it. And
really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And like I just paid for it because I wanted to do it. I was gonna do it no matter what. I just happened to hit up the Krusty crew, and the Krusty Demons were really interested in it, and they decided to come out and put it in their new movie. And I was actually just gonna be out there just with my buddies in the cactuses and doing it, you know,
your
for
buddies
fun.
in the cactuses.
Yeah, just with our GoPros, and I didn't really care much more about it.
You know, the common theme I've been seeing with action sport athletes and people like yourself is they don't do it for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are really making waves and progressing the scene, they just do it for themselves. That's it.
That's how you have to do it. If you're out there trying to get famous or make some friends, you're not I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it for me to do it for that stuff. I love actually being by myself and kind of keeping it low key. I like to go out and base jump by myself. All my friends get mad at me for it, but I like to go out there with no cameras, nobody around, and just sit there at the top and just kind of take it in, being out there by yourself and knowing that no one knows you're out here, no one cares. I'm not doing it because someone's going to think I'm cool if I do this. I'm doing it because I really want to jump off of this thing just because it's going to be fun, and I want to do it for the experience and the memory.
Nowadays, there's going to be a lot of kids who are looking to get into base jumping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you were young, you really wanted to get into base jumping, jumping a bike off of a cliff and pulling a parachute. Now that base jumping is getting more popular, what advice would you have for those young kids who are looking at maybe, hey, this is something I want to do when I get older?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. It's I would just say there's nothing to it really, but just get out there and do it. You know, like there's certain things you got to do. Like you got to be safe about it. You got to learn how to fly a parachute. So you need to start out skydiving for sure. You know, but that's pretty easy to do. I mean, it's not hard to find a place to learn to skydive and learn to fly your parachute good, and that's gonna save your life, you know, quicker than anything else. Most people that die in these sports is like under a fully working parachute. So if you can just learn to do that and not die, you'll be good. And then I don't know if anyone's ever gonna want to get into Moto BASE, but I would just say if you're gonna do that, maybe like try to win the lottery and be rich and do it because it's super expensive.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, and all. But the best thing you can do if you want to learn to base jump is find someone who is a base jumper, who's good, who's safe, and they like teaching people because they're gonna want to see you do good. And there's a lot of people out there, a lot of good dudes in the sport who want it to be safe. They don't want people to come in the sport and ruin it for them. You know what I mean? It's already looked down on,
right?
Because we look like psychos or criminals. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to die or something or break the law, and it's not that. You just want to have fun, and that's the thing. Just be safe about it as much as you can, which is hard for me to say. I can't judge anyone and say like you need to be safe and take your time and all, because I'm the most impatient person in the world. I want to do it right now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to learn. I just want to do it.
Yeah.
And I totally understand those kids who want to do that stuff. But the best thing you can do is take your time and just use it wisely, you know.
Cool. Is there any message you want to send out to people out there about you, about your philosophies, about why you do what you do?
My main thing, I guess, like the main thesis of my life, like what I would say I'm here to kind of message or relay to people is that the most valuable thing you have in this life is your time. You know what I mean? Time is, I've always been fascinated with it because the fact that you're always spending it and you don't even realize it. You're never gaining any more time. You don't know how much you have. And that's always fascinated me, that like, you know, no one knows how much time they have. The only thing you're in control of is how you spend it. You're not in control of how much you have. There's one fact in that: it's always being spent. Right now, this time that we're spending doing this interview, we'll never get it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just kind of what drives me to do the things I want to do, because I want to get to the end of my life, if I make it to be an old man, and I want to look back and think like, yeah, I did everything I wanted to do. I spent my time good. And that's about it.
Right. I agree with 100%. You know, that's something nowadays people just have no concept of. You know, they just, you grow up in a way that people tell you what to do, and that's how you do it, and you don't really think at all. And it seems like, though, with our generation, more people are starting to understand that. Like, hey, I only have a limited amount of time. I don't want to just go 9 to 5. I want to do what I really want to do.
Exactly.
You know, I want to do Moto BASE, so you're going to do Moto BASE. I want to start a watch company, so you start a watch company. Whatever it is, just follow your dreams and do what you want to do.
You can. That's what is crazy, is that everyone, when they're born, they get a full blank slate. You get to completely pick what you want to do. Anyone could do anything. It's just sad to think about the people who go through their lives. You see all those graves out there, and those are like unwritten books and unmade movies and records that were never broken, and just things that never happened, you know, wasted.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to be one of those.
It seems like every person that is on their deathbed says, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Well, listen, Brad, it was awesome to sit down with you. We've been wanting to get this together for so long. So we appreciate you coming out with us.
For sure. Thank you guys so much. It was awesome meeting you. I'm stoked on Novo. Everyone check out the watches for sure. The stuff is awesome.
Awesome.
And I'm just stoked that you guys even take the time to talk to me, man.
Our pleasure. Congrats on everything you're doing.
Thank you so
good luck
much.
with everything in the future. Is there anywhere we can check out, like a website, or follow what you're doing?
Yeah, you can always find me on like the Crusty Demons website. They have a YouTube series that's coming out as well called Crusty Demons Insanity. YouTube series, and that's going to feature my Moto BASE jumps as well. You can look us up, you know, through you guys, Novo, through Fun or Die on YouTube, and then Skydive White Sands, and that's about it.
Awesome, bro. Hey, thanks again.
Thanks so much.
Nice to meet you.